Hi, possums. So good to see you.
Marvelous.
And we're in Istanbul, the heart of the ancient world.
Mm,
It's amazing, isn't
the
it, Dave?
view, and you just can't believe it. We could see Hagia Sophia from here, the Bosphorus River. We tried to show it to you, but you can't really see anything but gray.
But I'll take you on a little tour at
Maybe
the
you see
end.
something. Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, so we've been celebrating in our group as well about finally the Epstein files have made it through the system. The Senate didn't waste any time, and the Yeti has signed off.
Hmm.
So our question really is, true? Is it because he was cornered or what's happening? So I'm going to pull a few cards about what we will actually see of the Epstein files now, and
Mm.
I'm going to throw it over to Dave in a moment.
What I just get, how are we being played this time? It's like in deck of cards. What's going to be dealt for us this time round? We know we're going to be played. The question is, how are we going to be played? It always works out that way. So, it's like reading The Prince, Machiavelli, like what is going on next? And let me just take a look here at Donald and see. Um, is he telling me? So Mafia, he's got a big fat gold ring on, big chunky ring, and he's smiling at me, and he's behind a desk, and he's doing just it's like a shell game. That's what's going on. So he's worked something out. I'm seeing him talking to Cash Patel and a couple other people, and they are working out how to hide his name, how they will select a very release. I see a bit of a fire. Some of these are getting destroyed. So in the process, they will destroy something,
Hmm.
some parts. Hambanda is going to do something tricky too. But Hambanda is pretty worried. Patel's, he's a knucklehead. He'll just do what he's told. But Hambanda is a little smarter than that. And she's getting nervous because they're asking you to do something that's not right. And she knows that there's a big risk for her. And it is a big risk. I'm not sure they will succeed in this.
Oh, interesting.
Mm,
And you also mentioned the word burning,
yeah.
which I think is Michael Wolff, who's doing the talking tour about this. He said Trump used to always say about Nixon, why didn't he just burn those tapes?
Yeah.
Interesting. But I've got some juicy cards here.
Mm,
First card off the rank, the magician. So they're definitely shell game's another way of putting it. There's definitely manipulation going on. With the lovers card, and because of the YouTube, I have to cover the naughty bits. This is pacts between people to do these manipulations, but they're actually quite confused about it. This isn't a slam dunk. So, commentators can say, oh, yeah, they'll redact the Getty's name from everything, and I'm sure they will, etc. But they're confused. And the reason I think they're confused is because it is operating like a mob family and not a government administration. Their lines of work are not clear. They don't know what they're doing. And outcome card, the death card with the Yeti being trampled underfoot in the sense of entertainment purposes only YouTube. I'm not saying he's going to literally shuffle off the mortal coil. However, it's symbolically how this manipulation, just like the Nixon thing, it's the cover up that's going to get them. So they're in the middle of the cover up as we speak, I think, Dave.
mm.
And they're so confused, it's going to bring them undone.
Well, and I mean, practically speaking, what would stop them from destroying these things if no one's seen them or those who've seen them can be
Well,
bought?
I think you got
Why
to
didn't they
have
try?
they will try, but it's a different world from the 1970s because we all know our digital footprints don't die.
Mm,
Whereas in those days, had the tapes been burnt, that would have been that. The world
mm.
is different. The world is different. All right, the other big news, Dave. Okay, so let's just get on the same page with the stock market. So the stock market's been, just galloping along while the economy's tanking. And then it's starting to have little slips and dips. Now we know the stock market is propped up by AI and crypto investment. We also know, if you follow this stuff, that it mainly comprised of seven big companies, including Apple, Google, the usual players. But Nvidia is the biggest company. And Peter Thiel, nothing more dangerous than a homophobic gay man. I will just say, as a digression.
Astute. Astute.
um, Peter Thiel has sold all his stock, 500,000 stocks of Nvidia. And that was how much of it? That's 40% of Nvidia.
Mhm.
So, Dave, I'm going
Huh.
to throw this to you.
Yes.
What do you see in the stock market coming up?
Well, first of all, I'm seeing teal, not a pleasant vision, but I'm seeing it like marionettes. It just, we are always told by the news that something has this meaning. No, there are people behind the scenes. They are pulling these strings and making these things happen. So he is, now, interestingly enough, he's not the only marionetteer. There are other competing marionetteers. So always keep in mind that while these guys have extraordinary power they shouldn't have, he's not alone. And he is doing it actually, he is doing it to cheat other marionetteers. This is a competition. So what? Oh, I'm seeing the marionettes. It's very vivid.
Oh.
Okay, and there's Trump. He is the clown, distracting us, distracting us,
Mhm.
distracting us. Show me another one. And then there's the dark evil marionette. Um, yeah, it makes me think of that movie Magic. Ugh,
Ugh,
don't ever
creepy.
see it. Yeah. What's that? What's that? Oh, okay. Now, this is some kind of seizure of power because I actually see the darker marionette behind the clown marionette. Who could imagine anything could get darker? But he is stabbing him in the back. This is his way of actually participating in the removal of Trump uh, and seizing even more power than he's got because he'll have cash and he's going to do something with that cash. What are you going to do with the cash? Something secret. It might involve a foreign government, particularly perhaps Saudi Arabia or somebody in the Middle East, perhaps Israel even. That this is a sort of seizure of power, and he'll just let Trump fall. Trump's falling. What else is going on there? Something else. Specifically, Trump is falling into an ocean, and there's an oil tanker behind him.
Well, that's interesting.
Mm.
After that abortive press conference with MBS,
Oh yeah.
who, as we know, shamelessly, entertainment purposes only, was said to have ordered Jamal Khashoggi's exit with a buzzsaw. Nice, nice man.
Wow. And this man's been sitting in the Oval
Sitting in
Office.
the Oval Office, giggling like an 8-year-old girl,
Mm.
simpering away while the Yeti extols his human rights record.
Yes.
How
Yes.
bizarre was that?
And can we say thank you to the reporter who actually asked
Yes,
a real
he
question?
stood up.
Hello, American
Yeah,
media.
yes,
This is how you do reporting.
yes, exactly.
Go,
Full
girls.
marks to her.
Go, girls.
Full marks to her.
Right.
So, of course, Dave, the internet is still intrigued, even though it's a very fast news cycle. Bubba's still in the news.
Bubba.
Bubba is still in the
I'm
news.
in this wonderful household with these awesome women, and we keep having Bubba jokes, right? Which are often, who's Bubba? And they're often followed by because Bubba may be a horse. Would one of you reporters, just ask who's Bubba, and a little neighing in the background
Yeah,
by
yeah,
your
I think
fellows
it'd go
would
down
at
well.
least make Carolyn Levitt feel unpleasant for a moment.
No, that's a sheep.
Yeah, that's closer. She is Australian. I'm the American, so I'm the horse aficionado. But this is just, yeah, it's a joke, y'all. And yeah, we know that this is serious business. But I think,
We've got to have a giggle or we'd all go crazy.
and
So
I
it's
think,
important.
yeah, it's very important psychologically, and it's also important because that kind of joke does undermine the administration. And if you would have some courage, people, and
Yeah.
ask those questions, Bubba is all over that. Some people think it's Bill Clinton. Uh, all you just innocently ask.
Yes.
Innocently
Just
ask.
put it out there in the
Mm,
press pool. Um, okay, so what I wanted to talk about too is with the GOP, like this vote must have shocked Trump to the back teeth, right? Congress, Senate, just whoosh, finally, after
mhm.
Mike Moses, Gaydar Johnson did his best, God knows he did his best to keep it. And now things are happening very, very, very quickly. But Trump must be freaked out.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I'm thinking if we pull all our stories together here, if Peter Thiel, who's basically the marionette for, well, what's his face? JD Vance is the puppet of Thiel.
Right.
So I'm wondering what JD Vance is thinking about. What's going through his nasty little brain?
Well,
What do you think,
I
Blake? And
see
I'll
him.
pull some cards.
I see him going like this.
Ah,
Now's my greedy little chance. He's
mm,
just like that Gollum,
mm,
the ring to rule them all.
mm.
What a creepy character. It's like, who could have amassed such a set of creeps on
I
this planet?
know.
It's like a creepathon.
It
It's like a
is a
horror
creepathon.
movie, you know?
And speaking of creepathons,
Mhm.
Trump's spiritual advisor has just been arrested. I'll just say for YouTube for inappropriate behavior towards a 12-year-old. I mean, where do these people end?
Where do they find them? I mean, are they digging under every rock and find the worst humans possible?
Well, I think the GOP had done a good job of putting them in positions of power. Oh, the call to prayers
Call to
just saying,
prayer. Call to prayer, the ironies.
oh, yeah, no. It's amazing.
Mm.
On our balcony, so one caller starts the call to prayer, and then another mosque they answer, and then a third mosque. It's very moving,
It's
isn't
very
it, Dave?
incredible and moving.
Oh, oh, I don't know if you guys can hear it. Okay, Barney Willis's case.
Mm.
Okay, so we have to look at that. Here comes the second one now. Wow. I might just take you out now,
Should we pause?
viewers,
Oh, okay.
and show you
Take
the
a look.
view, and you can hear the call. And we finish with the Farney Willis case, which I think is really big news. All right.
And I want y'all to know that we are not paid by the Turkish government to
No,
advertise.
no.
We're just having a good time here.
I'm just going to pause it till the prayer finishes. Yeah, I just wanted to share that moment with people unintentionally. And I really believe, as a sociologist and an anthropologist, all students should be encouraged to study comparative religions. Because if you look at all the religions of the Abrahamic traditions, which Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, they are all allegedly peaceful religions. And yet you look what Christianity did with indigenous peoples over a quarter of the world and the aberrations of Hamas and Hezbollah and the horrors when the vast majority of Muslim people are peaceful. And it's the same now with modern Israel, that going back into the deeper traditions of peace, we need to come together in peace.
Yes, if you are at all religious, my first question to you is, what's your path to peace? I don't care what religion you are, but how will we get there?
Yes,
And I don't want to hear anybody blaming anyone. That's not going to help.
yes. So by moving through different cultures, I think it really helps you think about some of these deeper issues. Before we go on, Dave, I'm just going to throw a few cards on JD Vance. So we need a good nickname for JD Vance. So let me know in the comments. So here we go on JD, scheming away with Peter Thiel. Oh, whoops. That marriage is on the rocks. I'll tell you that much for nothing. Oh dear.
Whoa.
Okay. So I think there's a sort of a schism between his professional life and a home life. So Three of Pentacles, this is the wheeling and dealing with Thiel's financing. Right. This is on the home front. Now, I think this is on the one hand Ushavance, but also the fact that most people don't like Vance, and that is a problem. The money will be able to push his case a bit, but people are not buying it. He's going to go into defensive mode very soon, feeling like he's fighting everyone from the hill in Tarot and the hill of the White House. Now, Page of Pentacles here, messages about money. Excuse me. I think his financial connections. We're going to hear more about that. So anyone who follows this stuff knows he's Teal's pussycat. But I think there's some other ugly money news coming for JD Vance. Okay. So before we move on, well, as we move on, Dave, I want to talk about, remember that Barney Willis's case in Georgia. And from memory, it was about the refusal of Trump to give back those documents from Mar-a-Lago that were stored in the bathroom. God knows what happened to some of those,
Right.
speaking about burning documents, etc. And that case was really important. And then Barney ended up losing the job, which wasn't legal. There's no major law that lawyers can't have sex, I think you'll find. So it was unfortunate, but for appearance's sake, she was sidelined. And basically, let's be honest, I know I virtually forgot about that case. I don't know about you, Dave, but so much else has happened. And then time's running out for this case. If it's going to go forward, the time limit expires next week. And Peter Skandalis, is that his name? Skandalakis, forgive me, any Greeks? Sorry. So Skandalakis was searching his team in Georgia who will take on this prosecution. Well, understandably, but people stepped back. He could not find a prosecutor, a single prosecutor who was willing to step into those shoes. And so he said, I will take on this case. He
Mm.
didn't want to either, but he said, I will take on this case for the American people. So courage, because we know what it leads to. As soon as you put your head over the parapet, you've got all these nightmare people, and it's never the same again for your family. It comes at a big cost. So I want to take a look here, Dave. I'll do my cards.
Good.
You do your thing. Georgia, the case in Georgia.
And this is great. I know absolutely nothing about this, so
Yes.
I'm really gonna just read
Going
in
cold.
here. Okay. Can you say his name again, please?
Scandalakis.
Again, pronunciation aside,
Mhm.
we don't know if that's correct, but it's good enough. I think scandal as part of the name
Yes,
is really
exactly.
quite
Think
appropriate.
scandal, Scandalakis, not.
Just I brave man. I just get brave.
Oh,
Look, all of these people are brave. They're experiencing serious death threats. We know in some cases they have followed through on their threats. So, um, seeing three lines, it's almost like three directives. And it seems that they go to a city. So it could even be like maybe the place where it is prosecuted has some aspect, or maybe the prosecution will take place in three different places. Show
hmm.
me more. He's very serious. He's thinking about this. It has a feeling that the democracy depends on it. So the weight of this is relatively new. It's like a hero stepping forward and choosing this path. The best kind of hero. Let's see. What are you doing? It's interesting because he's turning over his own cards. What are the cards here?
Uh-huh.
What are the cards here? What are the cards here? So there's a sort of lay of the land feel. I really feel that there are three different courts or three different levels of courts. Okay, I'm just gonna have one more thing. There's a decision that's made, and here it's the card that's the sun. There's a decision that's made that this will be the best and most revealing method. Maybe just one more. Can you tell me what that means? This is the one that brings things to light, and the one that brings the information forward most clearly is it is even more, it's the key to winning the case is to bringing the truth forward so that people need to see it, and the truth involves it's more than the documents. There's many more things behind the
Uh-huh.
documents. Something else key is here, like foreign governments. Something else is going on.
Okay, okay. Now, looking at my cards here,
Mhm.
I think this is the case in, if you like, the figure represents the case. The case was going on and then was wounded by what happened, right? So someone has a leg problem and an arm problem, meaning this was the case itself struggling. The Queen of Cups, I think, represents Fani because she's known for having a very thorough legal brain. The lid on the cups with the Queen of Cups, removing the lid. In other words, I think she's giving all the work she did because she was ready to go
Hmm.
to Scandalakis. Okay, she's giving that. Now, when I pull this card out, Ace of Swords, Truth, Justice, and the American Way, it came out reverse, and my heart took a moment, and I thought, oh. So I think there's going to be a point at which we're going to think, oh no, it's happened again, or oh no, something. There's going to be an oh no moment. But this is the difference. I think this is the prosecutor himself. Now, with the Nine of Cups, even as professional readers, we tend to be a bit dismissive, the smug merchant, getting everything. But it's deeper meaning. To me, it's always been, for those learning tarot, a crossover card. It's a cups card, meaning emotions and the softer things, but it's always had a pentacles vibe. And I think this is what you were alluding to, Dave, which was we're going to find out more than we thought or were expecting with these documents, which is why I think the whole Farney Willis thing happened. This is the card of import export. There's three of wands, the ships going out. I think this is going to be some proof that he sold some of those documents
Yes.
and probably overseas. This is a card of overseas. Right. So I think we've got to keep an eye on that, even though everything's whisking along at a great pace. So, guys, we're going to leave it there today because I haven't eaten for 10 minutes. Like you just eat all the time because the food's so fabulous. So, love you guys. Stay calm and let me know your thoughts. All right. We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Ciao.